pretty demoralized, but he managed to put this team into the main event and take down Secret. You've always got to give the captain a ton of credit for a turnaround like that.
ADI also having a great game on the puck in the last game as well. 48,000 net, 11-1-11 in that last game as well. We'll head into Game 3's draft then and find out the start of the story to the end of this series.
This time, EG's first pick, they banned the Darkseer themselves. I'm really believing in this first to pick Enigma from EG. I'm feeling it, you know.
On the basis that they haven't banned it.
Right, and SG might think about that. You know, they're this kind of team. All right,
well, they've not banned it. They're going to stick with the bans they've had.
Yeah.
I think that the IO pick for EG is just too risky to let through.
Right.
And especially because it really changes the pace of how the game is played. We would see a completely different type of match than what we've seen in these past couple of games.
It's a little bit in EG's face, this, because it says, go on then, take the Enigma.
What about the
Crystal Maiden?
The Warlock has also been always banned out in both the last 2 games, I believe. That's probably the other hero being looked at and considered.
Yeah. So CM, Warlock, Treant Protector.
EG mix it all up. They're going to take it well away from where it was before.
Did someone ban the Treant in the previous game?
Yeah, SG banned it in the last game.
Okay.
Banned in only the second game. It was, of course, picked in the first game.
So
gives you an immediate answer to a black hole as well. You've got overgrowth. So you mentioned you were really feeling the first pick Enigma for EG. Well, the alternative is pick something that can prepare for a potential Enigma pick.
So Warlock.
And especially something that goes to BKB. You know, that was a big problem with that Rubik. You know, once that BKB got online for Enigma there, they didn't really have a solid answer for that black hole.
So do they? Don't they? It's almost certainly going to be banned second phase, isn't it?
I think it's a bit of a trap here with the. I mean, just a 5-position support Treant can cancel your black hole.
Now they have both teams have some way to cancel the hole, right? Going into the late game, so
less likely.
Yeah.
I mean, Theban, you talked about team fight. Warlock, one of those great team fight heroes. You know, you try and bait something out. I like one thing I've been seeing a lot is a lot of Warlock and Legion Commander. And what you do is you end up dueling a target. Everybody starts jumping in to save that target. Boom, drop the rock. Warlock does a lot of damage there.
Certainly giving them something to think about here, isn't it?
Seems like a very tense moment for both teams. Taking their time. You can see it in their faces. It's a lot on the line.
Place in the semi-finals, up for grabs. And it's a best of one, effectively.
The clockwork. This is the Tavo clockwork. We've seen this
like that
before.
Yeah, they do like it. Hasn't been particularly successful for them.
Yeah. Interesting they show this now in a Game 3 decider and show it very early in the draft.
Yeah. But it is another hero who can stop Enigma. So perhaps like thinking, okay, we can't really pick the Enigma here. They have a Treant Protector. It's a much more difficult game. Even if he jungles, then he's going to be annoyed with. So going for something a little bit different here.
Little fun fact, King RD actually also plays a support clockwork. I don't think we'll see it in this current meta, but it is something that I talked to some of the Portuguese casters, and they were telling me about how he has a huge impact on that hero.
Oh, it's back there.
This is like that best of 3 meta, you know, you have this hero banned against you in the second stage, game 1, game 2, you get to the game 3 and you're like, I kind of wanted to play the Spectre this game. We haven't been first to pick at all the entire tournament, but if you want to play it, you've got to pick in the first 2, so.
Right, it's like we talked about how they were banning out Arteezy's heroes that were they were just missing, and maybe that's why they ended up with the Lycan. They didn't it wasn't really their first choice. But now they're like, okay, let's just forget about it. Take it now. They can't do anything about it.
A couple bans here if you want to protect it. And you already know the offlaner in the clockwork most likely, unless it's the support clock you mentioned.
Yeah, they've played 3 4-o'clock games.
Slark.
And one once with it, which was against OG on the opening day of the group stage. It was a relatively unusual lineup as well. Not so much unusual for them. CM, Slark, Enigma, Puck, Clock. Not going to be the same this time.
Banning out the Slark, banning out the Phoenix. Looks like EG's, maybe looking to target HFN and try and, push this draft into a way they feel favorable in the carry matchup.
Just looking through their games here and in the qualifiers, they haven't played a single game against the Spectre. That's SG, of course.
I think EG's only played it twice at this event so far.
They haven't been a popular Spectre picker, it has to be said.
No. But I do believe they're 100%.
So they're in band the Undying here, something that SG really like, and I think it's a very, very strong hero versus Spectre. I don't mind it being picked right now for SG. Okay, so they're gonna go with a Jug right away, a core hero.
I mean, HFN looked so confident on it game one. I felt that was a lot closer than it should have been with, and he just was still able to get so much farm. He was a very powerful hero by the end of that game.
Picked Spectre twice before today, and they have won on both occasions. Once against Faceless and once against Thunderbirds.
Yeah, so the Jug, he can get out of the root from the Treant, also spin away the armor stacks. Pretty good. You got Healing Word for Spectre.
Yeah, and also traditionally picked a bit as a pseudo spec counter in some ways, just being an Omni-Slash through who you're not really worried about too many of her spells at that point.
Right, if you can 5-man against spec, that's exactly what you want to be able to do here. And if Jug, he's a hero who can run into the Spec's lane really early and pretty much bully him out. And if he leaves the lane, then most likely your tower will fall.
So you think then you want a mid-hero that also kind of 5-man death balls down towers?
Could be good. We saw in the second game that the Terrorblade TP'd to the Lycan's lane really early in the game and took his tower. So maybe they're thinking okay, this kind of worked in the previous game. Let's try to mimic that. Legion Commander, so EG wanting to pick the counter pick to the Jug here.
Yep. Also a hero that works well against those pushes with the overwhelming odds.
Right.
Again, it's lowly picked for EG. They've only picked it once before.
It was
But
damn good.
I will never forget that
and
one.
It was a rather good game against Thunderbirds.
Universe went out of control that game.
Indeed.
And, I don't know if they're looking for him to do the same, but it gives them a nice physical damage dealer to complement the Spectre this game.
So Lina again, their go-to mid laner. Really love it for ADR.
And they immediately picked the puck.
Maybe he was motivated, inspired, let's say, after the second game on the puck.
Well, it was banned the game one, was it, when they picked the Lina and then banned the puck, so they didn't have to have that matchup.
Yeah. And we see Sumail's puck is really good. And this game, they at least have Universe playing the Legion Commander, who is pretty much a carry hero. So they definitely needed some kind of teamfight control. And I'm digging EG's teamfight right now. They just... what's the 5-position support they're going to get that can round this up? Or maybe even a 4-position support.
Are we looking to secure the lanes?
Yeah.
Dazzle even could work.
Really strong.
Or what are you after?
And they're going to have to pick first. They would have really loved that Crystal Maiden here, but...
Yeah. I mean, that seemed like I was actually almost kind of surprised that it almost made it through the second phase, but, I think a lot of the teams are thinking about it this tournament after seeing it so much. Silencer, man. I like that a lot. Really one of those heroes that's really effective with Legion Commander, able to, Legion Commander jumps in, ends up dueling a target, use silence, you use global silence, make sure the Warlock doesn't get anything off, and you just get out. Those pickoffs could be really powerful with that silence.
What do you think about a Shadow Shaman?
For EG?
Right. It can provide some disables and tower threat.
They've played it twice so far. And
Something-
lost both times with it, so it's not been the most effective for them here.
I like the Wind Ranger support. That's been their
Wind Ranger?
other
Yeah,
kind of
has been,
niche
and that's been
support
very
hero.
successful. 4 out of 4 that has.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could see either way. Shadow Shaman short range against Clockwork, make it kind of troublesome in the lane, perhaps.
But the lack of tower damage could be very concerning for EG here.
Yep.
And it's not like it's guaranteed that they're gonna win every single lane either.
Yeah.
With the heroes that they have already. Clock generally is a good hero versus spec, especially without a CM aura. You can burn out all her mana, and he's gonna be able to lane quite well. Dazzle.
There's the Dazzle.
Dazzle.
SG, now this is going to decide whether the Clock is going to be a support or a core hero. They're going to go with the Axe to try and counter the Dazzle.
Maybe, yeah.
A Batrider. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Right.
so that is a Clock support.
Well,
Alright.
perhaps.
Or Bat support.
Yeah, King Andy picks it up for
or
now.
So it's a
Luna
Clock support.
Who knows? I think they were just about to pick their heroes and we'd have found out. But nevertheless, another interesting draft between these two teams. We are going to do our final predictions of the quarterfinals. And we'll
Rough, you're
start-
always asking me first, Paul.
Do you want me to do it the other way?
Yeah,
Demon,
as
let's
somebody
start
who's
with
been in
Demon.
that
I see
fun,
you
I know
looking
how
at me,
it
I was
is.
like,
No, let's do it the other way around. Let's go backwards anti-clockwise, seeing as we've got a clockwork in the game. Demon.
SG.
Okay. No explanation required. SG is picked by Theben. Conrad, you don't get any advantage whatsoever of going second.
No, I think this is a pretty tough one for me. I got to go for the voice, Evil Geniuses.
What a shock. Gods?
I believe in the Brazil. They've proven yesterday, they'll do it again today. SG Esports.
Okay, Força Brazil for Gods. We have 2 for SG, 1 for Evil Geniuses. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for staying with us, and thanks everyone inside the arena for staying as well. It's very late here, just approaching 1 AM, but who cares? We've got great Dota on the way. It's time to go to our commentary team now for game number 3 between SG and EG.
Game 3. What is in store for us? Game 1 has been absolutely amazing. Game 2. Grand game total time, 66 plus 66. I'm ready to have another 66 added to that perch. Let us burn through the night with the hardcore fans that are behind us.
It might not be that long. This game, both teams looking for some early game, mid-game strength heroes, but on EG's side, they've got the late game. The Spectre is always going to be the core that takes it to the late game in an effective way. We saw an Enigma Ben, no more black holes, but we will see a lot of cool things like Haunt into duels, Haunt into puck combos.
My heart weeps for the lack of team fight, but at the same time, as you said, you're right. The team fights are going to be spectacular. We watch for those critical individual kills, and we also watch to make sure these players can still execute it. This series has become a marathon for the players, and they have to dig deep. They have to be able to find that energy to push through and get their matchup in the semifinal tomorrow.
So for now, EG's lanes, it looks like they are considering an aggro tri-lane. That's going to be against a Juggernaut Warlock and a dual offlane for SG, the Clockwork as well as the Batrider. So a little surprising to see the Bat picked up last, but it's not super weird for SG Esports to run Clock as a support. And the Bat's really good against tree armor as well, which could make a big difference. Thank you, Scriff, for holding it down with us.
Yeah, we trust you, Scriff. We believe in you, Scriff.
I wasn't going to go that far, but
Okay.
just happy he's here with us.
I have, yeah.
It might be able to kill Cat here. No Orb of Venom, but
He's got a lot of heal behind him. The Juggernaut's in the neighborhood as well, but this does allow EG to claim 3 out of the 4 bounty runes.
and almost immediately Clockwork's going to shift back to the safe lane now that they realize there's an aggro try here.
Yep.
Do they have the detection is the other thing I'm worried about. No sentries on Warlock, and King RD is nothing either. They actually have no way to deal with the Treant Protector being here.
How are they meant to do this? Like, there's also an Observer Ward behind the tower. Vision is just so wonderful for EG at the start.
Well,
and one stun, is it even a kill when you go for the stun? Obviously, you can have the Shadow Word damage and the nuisance that is the Treant Protector.
I just don't think they expected the aggro try coming out of EG is all. They put a sentry, but it's in the off lane, blocking the large camp. So We'll see if SG can get a good tri lane going here on the bright. Oh, look at that heal bomb.
You might want to worry about top lane as well. Here comes your spin. Oh, GRD, they're going to get the kill. Zayat's going to fall. Arteezy, he doesn't do anywhere near enough damage. It was the battery assault the Clockwork started with. Now Crit thinks about the stun. She lets it go over on the Warlock. But SG get exactly what they want. An aggro tri lane that gives away first blood.
The heal bomb made it look so good, but ultimately, Jug spin, huge threat to the game.
They see the Clockwork again, but Arteezy's so low. Juggernaut, he doesn't actually have the spin. He's short by 5 mana. No one brought a Mango to this top lane.
So using the fresh heal here, getting a little bit more damage down, but...
Really? GRD, you're going to go in again for this one? Like, be careful not to go in way too deep.
Honestly, he's fine. With the poor man's shield, the right clicks are pretty reduced, and Spectre doesn't yet have Desolate, so this is a good time to trade a lot. The spin's ready to go, though, and that's the next big threat here. All eyes on the mid lane. We'll keep an eye on the CS for the mid as well. Sumail's doing really good, 10-2 for him versus the 5-0 of Lina. And other than that, Legion Commander at 7 versus the Bat Riders 7 as well. So
I'm assuming not many kills on bottom lane, considering you could press the attack off the sticky napalm.
Yeah, it's a very good matchup for EG. Part of the reason they aggroed here.
Yeah. Let's Universe have the good times then. Frickin' taunt. Crit, as well as GRD. They battle for the rune. It was actually taken by the Clockwork. Support's coming in. Is coming in from Cat with the battery assault damage. Is this Saturn going to actually have a bit of a say? It does. He actually lets the Hadouken out. And maybe now with Clockwork, the Cogs, it pushes Zai away. Clockwork lives on 37. Cat on 152. Meanwhile, Juggernaut has to go man mode up against Arteezy, which he's very happy to do so.
I'm actually still surprised that Crit chose to run to the left rather than just go straight south. If he goes south, I feel like he lives, but running into the neutral camp forced him into this like weird death duel thing. And in the last 2 engagements, EG's not been winning those, so it seems a little greedy. They do triple Shrine at least. That's one of the good advantages of aggroing here, but they're definitely losing this tri lane right now, and they need to start winning it.
But they're getting so much back in the mid. Like, Sumail is having a fantastic time there. 19-5 up against the 8-1 Lina. ADR is just, because he's got no help. The rest of them have to be on that top lane. Tavo and Universe, like where they may be equally trading, you wonder when Universe is going to start having a lot more of a presence, just when that duel will arrive.
I guess that's probably it. It's level 6. Oh, I missed that one too.
Yeah, me too. Goodbye, Juggernaut. Crit looks like he just came in for the bash, went for the Leech Seed, and found themselves a kill. That's a freebie for this off lane.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did like a Shadow Wave bomb as well at the same time to get him really low, especially because Treant Protector is going to be there in Invis, so a little more damage to Jug than he expected.
It's like the opposite of what we're seeing with the, well, not the opposite, almost very similar to Omni Knight working with like Ricky's and other such. Arteezy. Start the run again. The Cogs will isolate him. Arteezy, they're actually fatally bonded together. The Cogs will have to burn down one. And EG just very defensive, back up once more. But also once more, like Lina being pushed back off that mid lane. Sumail is getting so much space, so many levels.
And he just kept buying stat items for the sole purpose of having more last hit power than the Lina. And because of that, all he has to do is phase shift dodge the Dragon Slaves as they come through and continue to get all the denies and last hits as needed. This is like Sumail basically regretting losing the 1v1 mid at DAC. It's like, oh, I can just build stat items and guarantee that I last hit better than you. Just watch. He's doing a good job. And this is actually another rotation that could be huge. And Puck's rotation is a lot easier to execute than Allegiance will be. Because if he just battery, or if he just Dream Coil's the right heroes, maybe the Warlock, the Clockwork can make a big
They're going
deal.
again top lane, just walking through the tree lines. GRD being so patient about this. Juggernaut's got the spin available back under the tower with a Shadow Word, the damage. Zai, he's still got a Shadow Wave up his sleeve. Drops low, but will it be low enough with a Shadow Word? 54, 35, 17, 0. The last tick will do the job.
That was actually so close. How much did he have? 18 HP? That is right on the limit. That's like the difference between 1 or 2 HP, and he lives. Insane. And maybe a small mistake from Arteezy. Should have walked in the Clockwork a little earlier, tank at least one more of those battery assault hits, but he didn't do it, and another death.
Rotation down to bottom lane is going to be Crit. So this is the first real movement we've seen to try and change the balance of power in the bottom lane. And it's just before Universe hits level 6, but yeah, how's Crit meant to remain invis when Batrider keeps taking his trees?
Find other trees or something? I don't know.
Build more. Where's the happy trees?
He's going to go get an Observer Ward down, though. This will be really good for spotting potential bat rotations. Crit does need to get some levels, though. I'd like to see him maybe do some pulling after he gets the wards placed. Try to get himself some advantage there. Sumail still wrecking the mid lane, 41 and 11. It's been a while since I saw a trouncing like this, but everybody knows that Sumail gets stronger when he loses, so this is going to be the best out of him, I'm sure of it.
I was waiting for you to turn it the other way around. We all know Sumail gets stronger when he loses, but when he's winning,
he sometimes plays overly aggressive. It happens. No, he played great last match, I think.
Yeah. Well, you still have that way to get back with Alina. A quick rotation over would help out. Obviously, we're not going to have the speed of the level 6 the Clockwork normally looks for. Okay, you're in very deep here, Batrider. In fact, you've got Sumail right behind him with Dream Coil available. Follow the Firefly until it wears off.
He's so much faster, though. 90 movement speed with the Tranquil Boots. He just gets out.
Is he actually just going to rotate top? They put down the aggressive Observer Ward behind the tower, so they understand that Zai is all alone.
They did
you don't have Spectral Haunt yet. Like, okay, you put Arteezy on bottom lane, now try and reach his level 6, but SG, they force the issue. Universe comes in, Duel is available, Juggernaut, no Omni Slash is up, so what do? You duel the Juggernaut, you bring him down, Sumail rotates in the perfect time, gets a Dream Coil stun, Batrider will fall to Zai, he lives, the Shadow Word is ticking him down, he understands he'll fall, but before he does, he gets the last hit in on Cat, the sole survivor of that catastrophe on the top lane. Is GRD, the Clockwork TP'd back home. EG is scanning for it, but I realize he's gone.
That's like the most disgusting defensive TPs I've ever seen. I can't believe that worked out so well for EG. Perfect decision-making by Universe there to go for the duel on the Jug that prevents any offensive spin. He didn't actually have Omni Slash there, but guarantees the kill. Puck gets the ultimate follow-up as well, and they got Batrider before he died. That was everything EG wanted despite the 2 deaths.
Yep, because that wastes the time of the Batrider rotating up. They already wanted to switch the lane, so with the deaths, SG, they just take the Juggernaut and Warlock both down the bottom lane. All of this early scouted out because of Crit's ward he put down a couple of minutes ago.
Arteezy is still playing in the off lane, though. He'll be fine here, getting a couple levels with the wave pushing out. And Crit on the safe lane. If he can get 6 pretty fast, this will be really beneficial.
Universe is on bottom now.
Okay, he's a lot harder to kill.
Level 3 in the overwhelming odds. Got to be careful about that. But you do have the Sentry Ward behind. Oh, Cat. I suppose the range creep was going to attack him anyway. Yeah. But with Juggernaut just about at level 6.
It would have been hard.
Yeah, it's still 820 HP to get through, right?
And they can't actually keep him within the Sentry Ward if they do go for it. So they know where the Sentry approximately is. That means Crit's going to rotate over. Maybe go do something else in the game.
They have friends up on top. Tavo trying to jump forward. Remember, there is still that shallow grave that Zai can just let rip as the Clockwork rocket flies in, but it was really reliant on Lasso and somebody else helping out. But the Batrider's still happy. He's still sitting at 3.2k net worth, the third on the board. There's only one person who's beating the SG net worth at the moment, and that's Sumail, who's rapidly approaching that Veil of Discord.
They do go for a smoke out, though. Lina going to be rotating over, same skill build as usual out of her.
They saw Zai. Wait, they're not going for Zai? They're looking for Arteezy.
It's definitely a kill they'd like to get, but Arteezy is by far the better one. And by spotting Zai, they know where the grave is.
Well, Arteezy's going to play aggressive. He's walking up the lane. Now, Firefly, you probably assume is down, but now with the Firefly vision, the jump in, the got Laguna Blade, if they want to commit it, it's not even necessary. Arteezy's out way too far, and he'll end up getting picked off.
Really well done. The best part is the bats there, so even if he tries to dagger into trees, they can still chase.
Spin bottom lane, they're trying to find the opening with impressed attackers. Time to duel! And Legion Commander plus 20.
Universe is just really having amazing Legion Commander performances every time that he picks this hero up, and already 9 minutes into the game and he's got 20 dual damage.
And this is dangerous for SG because this means the Blink Dagger can come up faster, means more initiations in for Universe. And I wonder what happens when he also gets the early Blade Mail. We're talking about how good the Blade Mail is against heroes like Lina in the previous games of this series. How's he fare against all of SG?
Well, the Lina, it's good if the Lina is not dueled, but against Jug while Blade Mail, it's amazing because it's just going to reflect all that damage right back on Jug, kill him that much faster.
So how does Jug prepare for that?
Get more HP, build more HP than damage. You can do things like S and Y, Scotty, or just the old don't get dueled thing. Hit the back line, Omni Slash if he gap closes to you, try to initiate him first, maybe Omni Slash him while he's solo. There's a lot of things, but Healing Ward can be great. Put it down, then sprint in.
Prevention is the best role. I love it.
Absolutely, because it's not like you want to be like, I just can't get dueled, let's buy a Linkage. You still play normal Jug stuff. There's other priorities that are more important than avoiding the duel at all costs.
Well, SG are bringing numbers back down to the bottom lane, so the Batrider is going to rejoin the Warlock down here. Now, Universe is a happy man. Still farming up, finished the phase boots, and now 150 away from having that Blink Dagger done. Meanwhile, EG, at least, I suppose the downside they have is they still need to find a lot more farm for Arteezy. He's not having himself a good game.
Yeah, that's true. It's even being spotted out by the Clockwork Rocket here. But
I wonder if they're trying to reveal the fact there's an observer while they sentry it. That ob's only got a minute 20 left.
that was more of a guess as well. They didn't actually see him doing that camp, unless they saw him walk there. It's possible, but the important thing, either way, even though Spectre has a bit low of farm, he can always just do Haunt relocates. So it's going to come down to EG setting up a kill. And the best way to do that is just a duel.
Yep.
Maybe it'll be Cat on the bot lane.
Yeah, jump in,
Yep.
blink forward, there's your duel. Haunt's coming in too. Arteezy wants to be part of the fun. And Crit, with those fists, just punches Warlock into oblivion.
Arteezy doesn't get a kill, but that's a free TP to the bot lane with some assist gold. Not a bad thing to have. Instantly, Universe hits to the jungle. 30 dual damage at 11 minutes now.
Maybe a little bit more difficult in the future. Level 6 is on the Clockwork, so I'm waiting to see his TP into cancelling of ganks. And without the Haunt coming in, the number advantage just isn't there. And Sumail is the primary target. He just used his orb. He hasn't used his phase shift. The Warlock is the only one who's there, and he's only just about to hit level 6. So Rock and Hookshot are now up.
So they have great team fight, but it's still they still have to like get to the lane where the ganks are happening and then react in time. And Hookshot can help with that kind of thing, but the speed at which EG's ganks are coming out is way more severe. Between Blink Duel and Haunt Relocate, and Sumail ended up going for a Veil first, a semi-common puck build, but he's going to work on Blink now. No Midases, no greedy stuff. EG's playing standard, and they're going to try to make the kills keep happening.
Both teams just smoked up. SG 4-man smoked. They've walked around from their tier 1 tower into the raiding and jungle. While up on top, that's where EG is looking for their kill. They want that Juggernaut dead. And Universe can provide them with that. A quick blink in will bring him one step closer to finishing up the Blade Mail. Scans on bottom lane as well as the Firefly. They're dusting. They're thinking that someone's around there, but they're not. They're on the opposite side of the map. And that's when you assume Juggernaut should play more defensive. He's just walking through the tree line away from his tower. Obviously, he's got spin to protect him, but with no one defending this tier 1 tower on bottom lane, warning bells must start ringing. And here's Universe. Blink in, duel, and now welcome to plus 40 on a Legion Commander 13 minutes in.
That's so much. And this is really the difference between world-class carries here. I mean, Arteezy didn't know where his opponents are, but he read the situation perfectly. So my team's going to go smoke to the top lane. If I keep showing on the bot lane, it's going to give a really obvious go for SG to grab me. So instead, he TPs the lane that his team is in. He didn't have Haunt anyways, so it's not like he wants to be too far away from them. And they get out, they get the more important kill, they get another dual damage, and they're going to be able to take the tier 1, hopefully the same as SG did.
And it's considerable damage as well to the tier 1 tower in mid. Tower's down to 177 now. So this isn't just going to be like one tower trade-off. That's easy for EG just to jump into the mid and take it. The only thing they have to be cautious of is SG's initiation. There's a reason why they smoked. It's because Tavo was able to pick up his Blink Dagger. He wanted to be the man to jump in, get that first quick pick off, and then just allow them to take the tier 1 tower. But as you said, EG read the situation perfectly. SG a little bit slower to the mark.
And now because they bought a little bit of time, Haunt's back off cooldown.
Yep.
And EG can rotate to the mid lane to take the team fight if needed.
She's going to have double Blade Mail as well in the fight. The first one from Legion, the second one coming in from Arteezy.
Yeah, I mean, he's queued it up. Okay, does buy the chainmail, so he's going to commit to this one. There is a pretty large amount of damage, and I think the goal is if he gets stunned, that even if Lina reflects spells on him, that she'll possibly kill herself.
Be careful, he's underneath the Sentry Ward. Universe, he actually has Blink Duel available, so they go for the quick silence Dream Coil as well. Already, you bring down one, Spectral Haunt, forcing SG to start the retreat. They're back onto their side of the river, apart from Clockwork, who's dueled up. Plus 50 now on Legion Commander. The DPS just keeps rolling in after successful gank after successful gank.
The tempo that he is creating with all of these dual kills is amazing. And just the heal bombs as well on top of that. Dazzle is just blowing people up instantly using Shadow Wave. And another tower falls. 2 more dead heroes on SG. A little unfortunate that the Sentry was there, but maybe they spotted the invis grab or something, or just looked for a D-ward and they just got lucky there. Puck with a great reaction though. And if he didn't have Blink Dagger, that would have been a lot harder to do.
Yep. And you're seeing the change now from when those duels, when the rotation started up from the Legion Commander, it was SG who had the advantage, almost 1,500 in the net worth and about 1,500 in the experience. Both graphs swing up heavily to almost like, it's almost a 3K swing on both of these graphs. EG have just been in the driver's seat for this game, and SG needs something to get them back in here.
Very close for Sumail, taking some hits.
If he gets hit by that last strike array,
Maybe dies.
when was the last time we saw ADR actually burn his Laguna?
He saved it earlier. Remember, he had that.
Yeah.
The rotation, didn't have to use it.
Yep. But like it's mainly because I'm thinking like the pickups. Like Batrider picks up the Blink Dagger. Where's the opportunity to just get the Blink Lasso and then boom, boom, boom. In goes Universe again. When the wings of fury come up from the Legion Commander, the Juggernaut just spins and runs. But you've got Tavo looking for an opening. Firefly's going to wear off in a couple of seconds, and it's the Observer Ward. Again, EG have this great vision that just sees everything SG is doing.
They know right when they're about to retreat. They won't see the TP in Hero, so maybe they're a little more hesitant to actually dive. No, Sumail goes in.
Yeah, they saw him on bottom lane farming up, so Sumail just goes to the Dream Call, trying to buy time for the rest of EG to arrive, and there it is. Press the attack, and then it's time to duel. The rock will fall, Fatal Bonds will connect them up together, but they still need to do damage to make these Fatal Bonds work, and maybe there is a chance. Universe, Shallow Grave will keep him alive. They still need another burst heal, and Universe has got a press. The attack comes off cooldown right now. He can't get it off in the nick of time, will it? No, Sumail, he'll orb out. They're losing too many again. SG, Sumail, his orb position puts him in the great position to kill off Cat as he runs away. The rock looked good. SG just got caught without their Juggernaut, and they'll lose everything that was left behind.
Man, EG is controlling everything so well. All it took was one little spot on the Juggernaut, the ward to see the heroes running to the right, and Sumail knew that his opponents were going to back off, and the Dream Coil and 2 set up everything. 60 dual damage now. This guy's got like double damage right now.
Yeah, we actually have PGL's new feature. It's going to be a counter which just puts a little box around Universe's plus damage buff.
I don't know if they can program that one fast enough.
This is PGL. They can do anything, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, this is... Like, this net worth almost doesn't look right. Like, he's sitting at 6.2k net worth, but if you want to put a monetary value on plus 60 damage, yeah.
3,800 gold. Is that what you were thinking? Might
yeah,
get another dual
like
mid.
That. Yep, Blink, Blade Mail's up. It's on the leaner with the orb attacking. They should have enough damage to see again. Get another winner, plus 70, and a quick haunt up. Arteezy was actually looking for a kill over on GRD. But with the safety of the Warlock behind him and near the tier 2 tower, EG don't think the juice is worth the squeeze.
EG's just playing so fast right now. Like, fight happens, they hit up the shrine, they instantly go take an
They're
engagement.
going again.
Like
Orb over. Potentially could jaunt to the other side because Dream Coil is available for Sumail, and he has the Blink plus Veil.
Yeah, I think finally they're going to slow down for a bit, but SG just doesn't expect them to be there that fast. Everybody was low, they respawn, go hit up the fountain, but they expect them to go all the way back to base, then run across the map again. Instead, they just hit shrine, smoke, instantly get mid again. And it's just killing all this aggression potential that SG wants to do. They don't even have a Bloodstone yet. All of their heroes are underfarmed on SG's side. They just feel less impactful, and it's so much harder for their ganks to come off. They have to do a Batrider Lasso into other abilities. Whereas EG can just get a duel somewhere, a Dream Coil somewhere, and Spectre's always going to be there with a nuke, a Blade Mail, and an Urn Charge.
It's not going to be easy. They have to dig deep. This crowd is trying to get behind them. They may be lower in numbers, but the spirit is still high here, and they're backing SG for a potential comeback. But it's not going to be an easy road, as you were saying. EG always seem to have the numbers, always seem to have the bigger damage. Slow it down, get the better pickoffs, get the better vision. That's what SG really need. Yeah. 4-staff now out for the Batrider is definitely going to help with that.
Yep, potential Lincoln's Breaker, considering that Sumail's just now starting it. It's pretty far ahead, picks up BOTs as well. Crit with a good positioning as well, also looking to break potential Invis heroes or smokes that are going towards the secret shop. So just a way to help protect his towers as well as his heroes. Like the movement.
Crit stands his ground. He sees the rocket flares flying out from the top.
It's just another tree. No one will see anything.
That's what they thought about the Monkey King tree that sat on top lane. Is that another Bobica? I'm not certain. Better go attack it anyway.
And Spectre is now only 1,800 gold away from finishing his relic. So despite taking a sidestep for the Blade Mail, it's going to make it completely worth it. He's only a little behind the Juggernaut.
SG's out. They're bailing. they were looking for something on top lane. EG has moved 4 heroes up to try and stop this, and instead, they look to Sumail. I suppose that's one way to stop him getting a Lincoln Sphere. Kill the puck. Kill the Wabbit.
I don't think they're going to be able to kill him, though. He's actually so hard right now.
He just BT'd out. EG doesn't know where SG is moving. Like, they just weaved on top of Roshan. They're trying to work out what SG's movements are.
And that's basically what they have to do, right? Only show the hero that's expected to split push out the lanes. It's going to be Juggernaut. Because if they keep showing other heroes, they're going to keep getting picked off. Because if they just keep getting dual damage and dual kills, it just buys EG 20, 30 seconds every single time.
We saw that split pushing that Juggernaut's been able to do has got himself into the Manta style. Surprising when he's also pushing the lane, he's keeping his Ring of Aquila turned off.
Auto attacks do a little bit more. Just a small mistake, honestly. Although it could also reveal that that you're actually there, because sometimes it'll give armor auras to your creeps, and if you actually do check his creeps, even if he's nearby aura range, then you can actually figure out that he's in the area. So small things like that can be tells, absolutely. In late game movements like this, where you're trying to not reveal where you are, that way they don't jump on you.
Smoke Gang time again from SG, doing it right on top of their Southern Bounty. And they want to get a good fight here. With a fresh Bloodstone on the Lina, she really, really, really wants to have a good engagement. Start racking up these charges. Universe is moving up. Maybe if they can isolate him, the Observer and Sentry's in a good position, but the Sentry Ward scouting out Crit. The smoke wall breaks. They didn't actually have the Observer Ward up on the hillside. That actually belongs to Crit, but Blink, Lasso, Shallow Grave very early over on the puck. The Rock will drop, trying to keep them out of this engagement, but Sumail straight back into the middle. The Taunt is actually on the clockwork. He can't run away from the duel, not to mention the double stun. It was Cat and ADR unable to get the distance. Now Juggernaut, Omni Slash needs to do a lot of work here, but will it be enough? Triggers the Manta Style, looking for a kill on Universe. That'll be huge if they can claim the Universe. The damage output is ridiculously high. He'll lose his life, but he does the job. Narteezy, he moves back. He's low on life, but it's ADR versus Sumail. This Lina needs more time, needs more life, has to deny himself with the Bloodstone. No other choice. SG will lose everything, and EG lose a rather large Universe as well as a Treant Protector.
Another great fight for them. 700 gold for Puck in that engagement. Not to mention the tower pressure, but on the bright side, at least the Lina had to go for a suicide rather than giving gold to the enemy team. So, but once again, another really good haunt play. The engagement started with Puck getting grabbed, but did he press the attack there? Yeah, press the attack to remove the lasso, which allows them to phase shift, and then they did the straightforward duel. Drop your blade. Mel reflected a really nice Laguna blade against the Lina. And really the value of Dazzle Heal plus Grave on top of Spectre is a really good way to just do damage by being alive. So normally the vulnerable Spectre, who will get punished by damage output heroes until he gets like his item after Radiance, just grabs the Blade Mail, and anything that happens in the fight, like Firefly or Dragon Slave hitting any hero, he's just sitting there smiling. Had a great fight there.
Well, he also knows why he can smile even heavier. That Sacred Relic is coming on the Courier, so you go the early combat build for Spec. It pays off. He's 219 on him, and now he's just Radiance recipe away from having that. And then the team fight gets even harder for SG. Dream Coil, more Sumail just saying hello to Tavo. He's not going to jump after him.
Yeah, Universe was thinking about jumping in, but Jug showed pretty rapidly, and with the Healing Ward, that is not safe.
Universe disappointed, hasn't finished another item yet.
Hasn't hit triple digits dual victory by 25 minutes. A failure.
Is this when you actually have enough confidence? I don't know if he will ever get him to level 25, but the plus 40 dual bonus damage.
I actually don't know. Maybe he's just going to have so much damage. He's like, you know what? I don't need this.
The pressing attack is obviously fantastic against the SG lineup.
Yeah, especially with top-tier players, man. The ability to remove a stun from somebody every 5 seconds, that's a bad in range. And the cast range is huge on this.
Crit's running in underneath the Observer and Sentry, very visible to SG. They know they need to go for something hallelujah here, and that is why Roshan, with the double damage of Lina, they're doing this very, very quickly. She's still got a lot of mana up her sleeve. They want to fight this, and EG, well, Blink Lasso, they find the target. It's going to be Crit, press the attack will break him free. Overgrowth being used, but the spin is enough from the Juggernaut. They get the kill. Agency Mortal into the hands of the Jug too. So SG loosen the noose that EG was putting around their neck with that kill on Roshan.
That was just perfectly done there by Tavo. Grabs the Firefly, jumps in the air, and then as soon as Roche is almost dead, he goes for the initiation. Because if he waits till Roche finishes, Crit's going to turn around and run home. Instead, grabs him, Roche is killed, they sprint out, get a free kill. Little efficiencies like that are going to help control the map and have a dead Treant Protector for 6 seconds. Also, Overgrowth was used, so
But
That will not come.
SG's now going to fight without hook shot and without lasso. So they're pushing into the tier 1 tower. And this is against everything EG's got apart from overgrowth. And you know Universe wants it. There's your duel. He goes on the target. It's Selena, the Rock. Can it buy enough space with a Fatal Bond? Probably not enough. Universe is low, but the Shallow Grave, he wants a TP out. He'll actually be cancelled. So Universe will fall. They lost Selena, but she'll be back up in just a second. Not to mention the spin. Arteezy, huge kill. Coming in again. More money rolling into the Juggernaut. He will be silenced up. Aegis Immortal is up the sleeve. So remember, if he can commit EG into a fight that they can take, Lina will TP out to that shrine in just a second. So if Samael jumps forward, you know he's in deep. He's still chasing the Juggernaut, but Hookshot will cancel his movement. Low on the clockwork, down to 22 life, but then the lasso up at the perfect time, but so is the Shallow Grave. Samael, he'll burn the Aegis Immortal, but loses his life for it? No, he actually will TP away under the cover of living armor. Samael will survive. SG is still looking for more. They want this tower. They committed Rock, and they should be able to take it.
Still a great fight for them, despite Sumail getting the clock kill on the back line. They look so much like they're about to get it.
Overgrowth is up. He's in a position to actually go. He gets 3 of them. There's no Rock. Fatal Bonds will be available. But right now, Chris taking a little bit too much damage. The tower denied up by Samael. Every bit of efficiency they can get. Warlock will fall. No reason to burn the 1 charges. And no reason to give more damage. Triple digits for Universe at 1-1-2 now.
He's real farm. That's actually so much. His net worth is about middle of the pack, actually, but the amount of dual victory he's gotten is just amazing. 7, 4, and 9. Why did I not pick this guy for fantasy today? How am I supposed to know they're going to pick Legion and play amazing? Come on.
Well, it's also the question mark to actually bet to put EG in your list up against a team like SG. They toppled Team Secret. They toppled one of the most invincible teams in the group stage. And now they're still pushing Evil Geniuses. EG had a pretty good commanding lead, but this starts to flatline a little bit. It almost pushed up to about 7,000 in the experience. It was about 5,000 in the net worth. The net worth will flatline. The experience kind of has a little bit of a dip and a bump.
But despite all this advantage that EG has, SG's still making it really close. Even through like Blade Mel's very smart item decisions, SG is still barely winning fights. They've got Fatal Bonds, they've got a lot of general damage, and they've got a lot of survivable heroes as well. Juggernaut's got exactly what he needs to stay alive.
The hunt is on. Will they find a wild boar? Will they find
They
oxygen?
definitely don't want a boar. You never want to stun a boar, guys. Never.
Yeah, not unless you're French. Shout out to all those people who have been in the Dota 2 community long enough to understand that one.
Very old meme.
Yeah, very, very old meme. Well, EG won't find anything. SG are very protective up next to their Tier 2 tower. Again, they do what we were talking about. They only show the one hero who's going to do the pushing, and that's the Juggernaut. We're seeing how defensive he's acting. He's almost playing like there's no one behind him.
That's the point sometimes, right? You don't necessarily want them. You just want to trick them. Do they think they're behind them? Do they think there are other places on the map? In fact, Universe was looking around at the Shadow Blade just to check to see if there was heroes in the area. But now they're a little outmaneuvered. SG was hoping that the bait would happen, and instead there are 5 men on the other side of the map. The Rocket will scout out at least Dazzle and Puck, but it's getting pretty low pretty fast. Pretty soon I think Legion should just start slapping towers, because I mean he's the hard carry now. That's pretty much clear.
Yeah. You're actually wondering if Sumail is just trying to be as much of a man by putting Dagon in his quick buy. Like, well, I can't keep up with Universe's damage, so I'm just going to get Magical Burst.
I mean, that's the entire purpose you get it, right? You combo with a Legion Commander to guarantee people die faster. If you can jump on Lina, get her killed before her potential BKB runs out or before the Silence ends, that's the thing to do.
That's why Lina's trying to get both Lincolns and the BKB. Well, Sumail's doing damage to the Tier 3 town. With the help of the Catapult, he's actually doing considerable amounts of damage. Fortification and Living Armor was slowing down SG's attack. And finally, they're going to send Cat back, as well as the Juggernaut. Everyone's coming home.
So that's a Tier 1 for a Tier 2 and 600 points of damage on a Tier 3. That's absolutely worth it there for EG. Yep. Even though they do have a Treant Protector, I'd make that trade any day.
Okay, Roshan is going to spawn up within like the first 10 seconds of his spawn time.
Okay.
So we're keeping the pace of this game up with the help of the Frog. Or the RNG from the Frog.
No new major items for Spectre just yet, though. Radiance, he's got a Yasha now. We'll be going Manta afterwards. So a great solution against things like Batrider. If he doesn't lasso you in time, make it a little harder. And good against Clockwork, good against Juggernaut.
Yep.
Like the choice, but he's still not going to be survivable until another item or 2 deep. Maybe a Heart after the Manta would be solid.
And that's when you still got to give a lot of respect to Alina and how we actually building him up. He did go for the plus 50 damage, so we are still looking for the damage build on the Lina and not the negative respawn time.
Yep, same build he's gone before. I think they kind of have to do this, especially if Jug's your only other hard carry. The Lina right click is absolutely an exploitable aspect. It's fun to see this guy play him. Very different, maybe not very different, but moderately different from other Lina builds, but it's cool to see it work.
Gem of True Sight. This time that Observer Ward does not last as long as it has in previous games. Even with the last hit to the Clockwork, they're trying to get him into the pipe. They want the pipe up and running for the next engagement.
Early good. I mean, the important thing is blocking Radiance damage, basically. I mean, all Spectre has to do is press his ulti, and that's 7 times 40 magic damage. Cleaving across the fight.
Not too shabby.
So, still getting some space on the map, and they're still going to put all the farm on the Juggernaut pretty much. EG doing the same thing. Grouping up as 5. They do not want to get caught with solo heroes getting gone on by the enemy team. And it's always so simple to just let Spectre push out other lanes and go for the haunt play. But if your opponents actually call the bluff and jump on them, then you kind of lose a lot of map advantage. So EG will just do the simple thing, sit behind them. They're consistently trading better on these towers. And to make things even better for them, they can always use Living Armor to delay the other towers being taken by Sumail's going to try to set up and slow this down. Yeah,
he's trying to stop the push on bottom lane. You already got the better trade-off with the top tower, and yep, out goes Juggernaut. Notice, too, how many levels Sumail has got. Like, we're 32 minutes in. He's sitting at 22.
That's insane, actually.
Like, when you got this much farm, is it actually worth bypassing the 420 and letting Sumail be Sumail with the orb buff?
That's pretty exciting to think about, but I think you still grab GPM because he's getting it so early. Like, it looks like he's close to 6 slot, but he's not. It's only a Dagon 2 with a Veil.
They smoked right on top of the Observer Ward. Now, does SG feel like they can try and capitalize on this?
All right, they know who's going to go on.
Can they play a bait?
The one guy that's visible right now is the Jug. They scan it.
He's on top of the Obs Ward. So here comes the movement. Smoke up from SG. Yep, they're looking to counter-initiate. Careful with the Light Striker raise. Don't do it on top of the Obs Ward, but he still wants to keep the buff up. Here comes the Legion Commander and the jump forward. The duel is out. The Clockwork almost gone, but the rock will drop. Not to mention the Fatal Bonds. Universe taking so much damage, but he's still alive. Finally, he is brought down, but the damage, it may be enough. Cat's out of here, or will he? He's shadow wording up, but Sumail, yeah, he's the one with the orbs. Arteezy through the tree lines. They had enough damage, enough positioning over SG, but there's just no way to run away. Crit. Cat going down to Sumail, giving the triple kill.
Really good fight for EG there. It looked so good for SG at the start. They saw them smoke in the jungle. It broke the blink dagger of the Legion Commander, but ultimately it came down to a Puck Silence, I believe, that jumped in, silenced the Clockwork right before he was about to battery salt hook shot. And if he's able to get that off and gap close to the Legion, maybe delay the duel or prevent the duel, maybe they kill the Legion first, because he did get very low in that engagement. And their team fight was solid, but EG's was just stronger.
So all that money that floods in, all the survivability they've got. Gold Graph as well as Experience Graph's about to go over 10k. It is already over 10k for one of them, that's the Experience. And EG turn their attention towards Roshan. And with Universe, Roshan doesn't stand a chance. TP's on the way. It's going to be the Juggernaut coming in. Crit's nearby. A Clockwork. The rocket's already gone in, so Vision is inside the pit. They understand the sounds of Roshan. Crit's in the perfect position to actually block the hook shot. If Clockwork can get in, and there it is. Crit puts his body on the line. They pull him back into a 3-man Cox for the Dream Call. Absolutely perfect for the damage from Luna. And Lena, it may be enough. Pumping him through. You'll actually trigger off one Bloodstone or will you? Arteezy, double kill for him. Keep the retreat going. Juggernaut's on the run. He needs 15 seconds before Omni slashes up, or maybe he's got the damage. The Light Strike Array, it connected on Arteezy. It's SG holding the line, and now they slip into Roshan. EG did the hard work for him. Sumail doesn't want to let this go. He'll jump inside the pit. The Spawn will stun, and actually no, the bash. It goes from Roshan. Dai will kill Roshan. Aegis the Immortals in the hands of SG, and EG will lose everything.
EG forcing a Roche fight there, and they had the great positioning, but as soon as they went in, EG stopped killing Roche, and they jumped out to take the fight. I mean, they don't kill it that rapidly, and heroes like Legion Commander do kind of want to jump in and initiate, but I feel like it just would have gone better if they haunted and guaranteed the Roche kill.
There's no buyback on the Puck for a minute.
He's dead for a long time, and the tier 2 mid is going to go down. This is so scary for EG, actually. They looked like commandingly in the lead,
SG
but
could force it.
if they get this tier 3, and I think they can,
and Chaotic
that's Shrines.
Chaotic offerings off cooldown in 10-second time. You've still got Laguna Blade. You've still got Omni Slash. SG had to commit little to absolutely nothing. And if they can get this kill on crit, Shallow Grave is down. Universe is moving forward. The tier 3 tower's taking damage, but SG, they got what they wanted. They got the buyback out from Arteezy. They want EG to chase and make the buyback worth it so Tavo can find initiations, but it ain't happening. EG are not baiting. They understand the shields are up.
I mean, they could maybe even just keep going. Perhaps they'll look for a kill first. They still haven't gotten the tier 3, so that's
they're pinging the tier 2 on bottom. And if they see the double damage rune down there, let's have a quick look at this Roshan fight once more.
Got very low. The hookshot came out. Okay, the Batrider pulls the Legion out, actually puts them into the cogs. They were forced into this engagement, most likely. Maybe Arteezy could have stayed, but it looks so good for EG at the start.
Yep. ADR was actually so good. He avoided the blade mail damage. He thought about actually just popping Arteezy, but then Arteezy comes back into the hill in range of the stun. While they're still bonded up, there was just no way to really jump around.
It just felt like Fatal Bonds did most of the work there. Maybe they walked through the Firefly, they had a bunch of napalm stacks, and all of a sudden they're at 20% HP.
And then Sumail goes for the YOLO play. He wants the Aegis to stop exactly what happened. But SG, they're happy with this. Now they take the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. They've removed all but one of the outer towers on the map. And the items start rolling in. A Basher on the Juggernaut. He's not even looking to complete it. He has Mjolnir lined up as his next big item. The pipe is finished on the Clockwork, and he's looking at a Solar Crest. How's Lena looking? She's actually dreaming of picking up.
the typical, I hope I can get this item.
Yeah.
No Daedalus this game, actually.
No.
Makes sense, because you can't deal with the Radiance mischance and a potential Butterfly Inspector with the Daedalus. It would just be way too hard to deal with.
So this time it's going to be the Bloodthorn instead.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Arteezy is headed towards a heart, though. So some of those HP problems are going to be completely shut down.
Yeah, but the damage output is still increasing for SG. That Juggernaut is now #1 on net worth. And how much work is Sumail doing with this early Dagon? Like, this is meant to help you keep finding kills and keep moving forward. Now, you don't actually have a disable. Like, if you had the Yule Scepter on the puck, then it's got a little bit more maneuverability, a little bit more disable in the fights. You look for something along those lines. Shiva's Guard for the melee controls. But that's all not there. Sumail has to be a murderer.
When he started buying this item, it felt like the right thing, because they were getting fights, they were trying to burst people down really rapidly, but the game has changed since then. It's gotten a little bit more chaotic. It's not as easy to just duel a guy, and you just need damage to make it easy.
Oh, that's a nice rune to have. Invis rune up for the Juggernaut. The question is, do they have any kind of detection? Not anywhere nearby, at least. As Juggernaut just walks in. Hello, what do you want to go on? A solo Zai? Batrider's in the neighborhood. Blink Lasso. They get a lot of vision. The silence is down. Juggernaut not committing the man to start to get back out of it just yet. Defensive fuel set from the Batrider. Tavo, get away from the Ancients. Universe actually gets him. The overwhelming odds clipped him. So the gem is down and recovered. I say recovered. Stolen by Universe. He'll give it over to the tree and protect us. That's a big loss for SG.
Not their gem in the first place anyways. Nope, I don't think so.
So regathered is the correct word.
Yeah. So they get a pretty big
actually,
pick
no,
there.
that one actually belongs to Tavo.
Yeah. Not sure. Maybe they stole it from them in the first place. Who knows? Hard to say. But getting the Batrider kill was huge. SG had the vision advantage there. They felt like they had the go-to, but it was really the instant reaction from Sumail there. That he blinks in, gets the Winning Rift. That means no Omni Slash. It means Batrider can't also get away as safely.
Well, Crit's got a bug. Either that or sweaty palms.
Okay.
He actually did go for the 420.
Yeah.
So
you can't pass it up this early. It's 38 minutes. Usually you grab it at like 40, 50 minutes. He's really leveled. I mean, he's 10 kills, 14 assists. It's amazing.
You actually look at the disparity in levels. 25 for the puck, and the lowest is going to be 14 on the Tree and Protector.
That's not too weird for course.
But everyone else is still playing catch up.
I mean, mostly there's just been a lot of fighting in this game, and all these kills just accelerate your levels a bit faster. So with a GPM perk this early, the game is going to be real sweet for him. He's going to pick Manags, just similar to what we saw the puck last game. And afterwards, I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like an E-Blade come out, because he can get awfully close to bursting Lena if there's a stun follow-up.
Goodbye, a little bit of vision.
Universe still queuing up a Heaven's Halberd as well. I kind of feel like he should maybe go Dagon instead, but
it seems like the Lincoln's trigger.
You're absolutely right. He's going to get a duel in the mid lane, though.
Yep, well, that's more plus damage. I think it's been 15 minutes since Universe has been able to achieve that, but now he's up to 144. But the trade-off is the tier 2 tower up on top. So you kill off the Clockwork, We have to remember that's still a support clockwork. Blink Lasso, it's going to be support for support. No, press the attack. Universe so quick with that Blink Dagger. Jumps forward and saves his teammate. Crit wants to go for more. He's got that gem, but he also understands there's a sentry ward on the cliff side. Does not want to get too close unless he's just here to de-ward him.
Yeah, that one's really not safe. They've got to play safe for now.
They get him.
So with the lasso being countered like that, it does give them the space they need to control the map for 50 seconds. And this is one of the hardest things about playing heroes like Batrider when there is a counter like that, because you might see an opportunity. It's the Dazzle hero, but if you grab Dazzle and Universe is available, he's going to remove the lasso. And if you lasso somebody other than Dazzle, Dazzle's going to be there to potentially grave the hero and buy them time. So when you get in these situations as an offlaner, it just gives you some nerves, right? And you have to make the perfect decision in the short periods of time that you do spot the right hero. And I feel like that decision for the rest of the game is going to be way harder for SG. Tavo clutched it out big time game 1.
Yep.
But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it this one. There's so many tough heroes to grab.
So many things they're fighting. The heart is now up on Arteezy. You're talking about that health he has to get through. Universe is on the hunt too. They want to use the haunt. They want to get in. A quick sentry ward down for Cat. He went behind the tree, so he may not have seen Universe. Okay, now he did. They glimmer cape up quickly, and Universe just pings out saying, I'm fairly certain they see me. Crit, can you come? And yellow. One sentry ward to punch.
Run away.
They've soiled my armor.
All right, no clockwork hook on him.
Push is coming to bottom lane. Fresh Skadi on the Juggernaut. Keep in mind that you should be very mindful about the buybacks which are available. Juggernaut is short of his buyback by 1,600 gold, not easily able to farm that up.
He is pushing aggressively, though, so this kind of works out. Basically, if they lose a team fight here, EG does have to go far to take billions on the enemy side. And I think it'll be all right.
Top lane's actually pushing in quite nicely when you leave a spec illusion up there. Pushing in with Radiance, but bottom lane, here they come. Juggernaut, no Aegis, want to protect him. There goes Shadul with a blade mail up. Juggernaut, he's still alive for the moment. The weave is good. How much damage have they got? Legion is dropping. The Shallow Grave is going to wear off in just a second. Not to mention they're all fatally bonded together. Plus the upheaval. EG can't move properly in Arteezy. Caught outside the damage he's taking. He's actually killing off the rest of his team at the moment. The Fatal Bonds, it's done so much work. Now the Omni Slash with the lasso. EG, they don't have the control. SG, they are trying to make EG America their home. If it's going to be possible, the tier 3 tower will fall. They stick around. They're looking for the melee racks, but backdoor protection. It's actually helping EG, but Samali gets mashed. The Juggernaut, he got the hit, but where is the puck? Can they find him? Universe back in again. No duel available. They actually waited out. Universe, he's going to fall. They've lost too many. EG, mass buyback. SG, Brazil is pushing through, but will it be enough? Puck wants to come back in. Nope, the melee racks is falling. All they can do right now, EG, is dissuade SG from going for more, but can they do that?
If they get one more pick, it changes everything. That's 2 buybacks off of EG. Puck got killed just barely from the flame break, even after the blink comes through. And if they can get Arteezy, he's got a ton of HP. Oh, he's going to go for the kill.
The damage is enough. The Gematru side dropped from the Warlock. But look at Lina. He wants to get in there. They want more. They're looking at the melee racks. There's still a couple of seconds before you got more reinforcements. They'll burn the fortification. Dream Coil is out. Juggernaut can't get out of this one, or can he? He bashes Samael. The Laguna Blade. Samael. He's still alive, however. Base shift just too good. Tavo on the run, up the trees, far, far away to the land of Oz, the place of happy dreams, where you, Brazil, could potentially bring down EG. Talbot, he's got both gems, one for each eye, and the Dagon plums him right between him on the nose.
Oh, man, what an insane fight there. Costs a lot of buybacks for EG. The game was so close to ending if they just got one more pick, but Puck's items and all of the domination that he put out throughout this game absolutely saving them. If he doesn't have Dagon 5, extra point booster, all of that just becomes harder. But taking a Rax here at 40 minutes, it's not the end of the world, but it's a big tactical advantage now that SG didn't have to buy back a bunch of times and they can take shrines.
They actually had to burn 4 buybacks on EG. Everybody but Dazzle bought back. So if SG in 1 minute 30, Roshan's going to spawn up. If they can get the Aegis, if they can go high ground, they got the extra life and they got EG who don't have the same option. They were able to buy their way out of jail, but now the money will start to dry up. Not to mention the bank won't accept their money.
And on the bright side, their melee barracks can be healed up rapidly using Treant Protector, but he can't grow back a set of barracks. That wave is always going to be pushed in.
If only he could use that seed to grow racks.
That'd be OP.
That would be OP.
Same that other
It's
game.
a max spawn time for Roshan. EG actually have to be so cut about this. Like, they're in possession. The Rockets are watching them. But while the heroes of SG are down, they want to get something back. They had the double damage rune as well, but they just can't catch a break now at this point of the game. The graphs, look at that gold graph just swing down. It's a backwards tick going the way of SG.
That's what happens when you make your buybacks work for something. They did a great job to make sure they got some of the gold back in exchange. A lot of that's still going to be the 420 GPM as well. There's SG always fighting up the hill, but it's going to be a lot easier now that they don't have to worry about the bot lane. Scan's going to perfectly nail SG.
Yep.
EG knows where they are, and this is very reminiscent of the game previous.
You've got 10 to 15 seconds for Roshan. Both teams know how critical this is, so SG get rid of the aggressive ward. Firefly has been burnt a little bit earlier here by Tavo. He'll have a back-off cooldown in 17 seconds.
And I'm just looking at the EG items, and I feel like they needed some BKBs maybe.
They're coming.
I don't know.
EG is coming. They smoke up. SG will go inside their pit. They're looking at Roshan. So Mail! The five-man coil! With the control lock him in, but the duel doesn't work! SG, they've lost 3! This could be a disaster in the pit! They've lost 4! Make it a wipe! Is it possible? Juggernaut comes out, the Omni Slash. He will go down. Lena's coming back to help out, but now she reveals her position. She bought back to be involved in this. EG, they got the winning moment. The fight on Roshan, and they're back in this.
Well, there must be a massive sigh of relief for all the EG fans. With that team fight, Sumail didn't hesitate in the slightest. I don't even know if he waited for a smoke to break. It's like he knew exactly where they were. In fact, with the ward on the low ground, they got all in the Roach pit, but boy, did they clump.
Sumail with balls of steel goes deep, catches SG in the pit. And Evil Geniuses, they avoid SG forcing the high ground with the Aegis. They have burnt a lot, however, so we'll see just how far they want to force the issue.
And once again, a little bit of inexperience for SG showing there.
They're coming home.
Well, they have to put at least 1 or 2 back, but I mean, Sumail might only be here for 40 seconds. They're going to keep pressuring the mid lane. They're going to get a tier 2 from this.
That is fine if you're an SG fan. Tier 3, potential opening up racks, that is not. Forcing a buyback on the Juggernaut, also something SG want to avoid, but they can do it. They've still got great high ground defense. Whew.
Man, that initiation was so good. That is serious.
That, even though there may not be as much money on the line, that Dream Coil easily contests the ones that both Dendi and S4 have pulled out of Valve competitions previously.
Yeah, that one was very valuable.
Sumail showing Sumail stuff, and let's see that again.
Let's watch for the smoke break here.
Slow
he actually
it
just went in. Same time, everything was perfect. One hero gets out, that was the Batrider, but that just stuns him for 4.5 seconds. And from there, it's hard to win a fight like that when your Clockwork also cogs you in.
I will sleep satisfied tonight. This series has been absolutely spectacular. And it is nowhere near over. Like, EG win that fight.
Minutes.
They pull the graph almost back to a 0 net worth advantage. They have the experience kicking back up. It is so close now, this doesn't even matter at this point.
That's insane. And that's going to look real good for SG as well, considering that from the start, EG has had the better teamfight heroes. It's just the last couple of fights, they didn't have enough damage or teamfight coordination or something. Fatal Bonds may be proving too much in a few of those cases.
It really did. Like, the Warlock seemed to do so much work, especially when Arteezy was happy to stand the front lines.
Yeah.
So SG just kept pounding into this guy. He's got all the life, says I'll stand there, and then Fatal Bond says, well, okay, we'll push it everywhere else. So Sumail can't maneuver around. He can't use his Blink Dagger. The Legion Commander also unable to use Blink. What is he going to do? Run inside Shadowblade at the moment? He's still trying to finish up that Halberd. He hasn't finished yet. I almost wonder if it's worthwhile even just going for the negative damage out of the Silver Edge to try and slow down the SG damage.
It's one aspect, but he's got to be concerned about buyback, which is where EG is sitting at. They won the one fight that they had. They pulled an SG, yet they got a 5 for nothing. And now their buybacks are going to be up in about 15, 30 seconds, something like that. Although Sumail does need an extra 500 gold, but I'm sure EG will just play it safe for a little bit, and then they'll go for a high ground attempt.
SG's been so patient. So patient. The Observe Ward was able to scout out what's going on, and yeah, EG have cottoned on to the fact they get rid of both the Obs and the Sentry. They still have an Obs Ward of their own left behind, so if SG do want to try and come out when EG back out, they will understand 2 minutes until 2 minutes until Aegis Immortal is going to be reclaimed. I mean, till yeah.
It's so
You know what I'm
difficult for
talking
SG
about.
to take a fight, though. I feel like we haven't seen a lasso in a bit, but with Puck having a Lincoln, it's very difficult to catch him. And Trim Protector is always sitting on the front line as well. If somebody does get caught, it's a blink overgrowth to try to keep them out of danger. So SG's going to sit in the base a bit. They just got a turtle. Turtle until the Aegis goes away, turtle until the cheese goes away, because it's going to be hard enough killing RTZ once.
Let alone killing him twice through that Aegis. Orb's going behind. You can see EG, they're paranoid. There's no observe ward up on that hillside, so if SG do want to try and flank around, they don't have the opportunity just yet. Lincoln Spears just protecting the Juggernaut. Multiples, including on RTZ. Spin a little bit earlier from the Juggernaut. His Lincolns is off cooldown in 1 second time. Yeah, and Tavo's waiting for his time to jump. He would love to drag Spec back in range of the tier 4 towers, if that's possible. But EG, they're muscling their way up the jump forward. The quick bash from the Juggernaut. Not enough damage to do the work, and out goes the puck. Once again, Samael, very elusive.
RTZ instantly uses Manta, sends the illusions to the background, and does pick off the healing ward. No Shrine used just yet. Shadow Ward can buy them some time, but the tower's getting low.
Here goes Arteezy, jump forward. Where's that control? You might have it. The lasso pulls them in. The Rock and Fatal Bonds, it connects them up. The Cogs making it difficult for EG to move, but they've already killed off the Batrider. Clockwork will join him as well. Back towards the Shrine. Lena, the double stun into an Omni-Slash. Crit will fall. Arteezy's copying a lot more of the damage. A straight out bash as well from the Juggernaut. Arteezy, remember, you've got two of him, and they have to bring him down. Arteezy is currently just burning the kills out, killing off Cat with just the Radiance, but the damage is there. ADR able to do the work. Aegis Immortal, welcome to the respawn, back up again. A quick line strike array, gonna miss his target as Arteezy as well as Universe. Now they focus on the melee racks with no buybacks for both the Warlock as well as the Batrider. Critical things missing here from the SG team fight. So they need something more. Diffuser Blade Charge goes on Arteezy. The Hawk Shot down to the side. Maybe that's a good isolation over on Universe, but the duel will begin. He was protected by the Shallow Grave, so a winner is back again. But Universe pumped down by ADR. Took so much damage. Had to play around the Shrine. It's not enough for him either. Down for 72 seconds. It's all up to the Juggernaut. He needs to repel the American solo into the spin. Needs the damage. Samael is low, but he's not going to drop. They're all dead. But then the buyback. SG, the breath of life. Can they hold the ground with just the Juggernaut? Do they let this tower go?
I think they have to drop this Rex here because, I mean, he doesn't even have Omni-Slash for 40 seconds. And you've already seen how easy it is to kite him. 35 more seconds for Puck ulti.
Blink Lasso, but they've got to get through the Lincoln Sphere in order to get him.
And it's so hard for them to actually kill Arteezy right now with the Butterfly and the Blade Mill. He's got tons of armor.
They're going for the third lane. They're trying to force Magus now. Evil Geniuses, 52 minutes in. SG, they need to delay longer. 26 seconds till Lena is up. Batrider, you can see him preparing. He is pouncing or waiting to. The upheaval slowing down Arteezy. The melee rack is gone. Range racks will join them. And maybe, where's the opportunity? The bash is out. Arteezy has no mana. He has no protection. Tavo, this Firefly will wear off in a second. He just needs to lasso with an extra bash from the Juggernaut. Now they turn. The Dream Call is up. Warlock, still no rock. Has to commit the defensive Shadow Word, but the duel is out from Universe. They bring him down. He is down for 2 minutes. No buyback available for the Juggernaut. But Lena is up and running. A fresh Bloodthorn has now been purchased, but with the bottom lane, the range rack, Samael throws in the cheeky last little poo of light, and Megas are up for EG.
The final taunt needed. With Mega Creeps up, it's going to be very tough for SG to hold this.
Oh, look at even Arteezy. Okay. He can jump in. He'll have a Desolator now coming in. Any negative armor, anything that lets EG win this and get into the semifinals. They'll rack it and stack it now. Still no Juggernaut. You can hear the press, the attack. It's Universe Duel in 5 seconds time. You look for his control, but they have to be careful. Golem is up. Lasso is up. All oldies are up. The only thing that isn't up is the Juggernaut.
Maybe they can pull him under tier 4s to let the towers do a lot of the damage, but it's going to be very difficult against Grave.
Look at the Dazzle's positioning too. He's staying up so far that Batrider can't just Shadow Blade himself in. He wants to make sure that he protects Samael as much as he can, and SG, all they want to do is make sure they protect the main thing that keeps them in this game. The Dire Ancient, it must stay alive.
He's actually really low on mana though. If they go in Zai right now and they mana burn him just a little bit, they could possibly get a kill without duel.
Arteezy's on the front line. They have to do something now. They have to do something.
It's now or
Tier
never.
4 towers are down. The Ancient is opened up. Where is the opening? It's the lasso. They find the Legion Commander. The damage, the Fatal Bonzo Rock will connect. SG, they find the damage, but Universe still alive. He's going to bring him down. The Clockwork will fall. The Shadow Grave did the work. Even though Universe is on the sideline for 105 seconds, the Ancient's still open. Arteezy, he's hitting into it. He's looking for the kill. Will it be enough? It should be. It is. It's GG. Evil geniuses. They have been pushed to the limit of almost breaking, but they hold strong against Brazil.
SG, they look disappointed, but they did an amazing thing today. Looking like they were about to take top 4. They were so close. And all I think back to is that one Roche fight where they had advantage. All of EG was on buyback cooldown, and if they just won that fight, they could have closed the game.
It's a mail. Not a $3 million because they only get to the semifinals up against OG, but a glorious Dream Coil. And what a series. What an absolute beautiful display of Dota, this entire series of 66.
I don't know if you caught that look on Arteezy's face, but he knew that that was so close. Yep. He's smiling right now, but I guarantee those guys lost some time off their lives, the stress from that game.
Yep. Late in night, they got a well-deserved rest, but at the same time, huge props to SG. Most people counted them out. Most people are even questioning if they deserve to be here at the major, and every critic can shut the hell up.
Yeah,
they definitely deserve to be here.
I read the Reddit thread after game 1 versus versus Secret. There were so many negative comments, and that was all I could think of for the rest of the series, and boy, did they play amazing today.
They really, really did. SG, they didn't complete the full run that we saw from Adfinem in Boston, but it's still a terrific series for them. But EG should be very happy as well, able to hit the top 4, and this is a big thing going into the future, looking closer towards TI as well. Like, it's so important to place well here in Boston in order to secure that direct invite too. So they've got top 4, but a heavy opponent coming up. They've still got OG in there, VP and IG. Our top 4, what a hell of a top 4.
And I think this is maybe the one tournament where all the teams are so close. I have no idea who's going to end up winning.
Man, I can't wait to see, but that's a topic for tomorrow, or for the panel right now. Oh boy, what a wonderful series.
Thank you very much, Toby. Yes, and Purge down there and all the commentary team today have done a great job bringing us all these quarterfinals, and they've all gone to 3 games, including the last one. They say save the best till last. I think they did it again for us this evening. Not quite the dream ending for SG, though. It's EG that move on to the semi-finals, and potentially, I guess, on paper at least, we've probably got the best 4 teams in the world in the semi-finals. We're back with our panel once more. We'll break it down. Gods, we'll start with you. Just an incredible performance by SG. I know EG have won, and we should talk about them, and we will talk about them, but I think we have to give massive props to SG for just an incredible series tonight.
That's what people will be talking about for weeks now that SG has made this run. People won't be talking about, oh, EG in the semifinals. Whoever goes on to win the major will be talked about, but that's like an expectation for a team like EG. For a team like SG Esports to come to a major like this, first time we've seen a Brazilian team at a Valve event, and to do as well as they have. The big upset against Secret, pushing EG to the absolute limit, putting themselves in a position where they were so close to winning. Yeah. It's heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's heartwarming.
Yeah, they should be absolutely terrifically proud of what they've achieved and how far they've come already. And having beaten Secret and taken on EG, they really did push EG as well. EG are going to go back to the hotel tonight going, guys, that was too close.
Right, and I don't know, man. It felt like if SG took that game, they were going to take it all. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, these guys are so good.
Yeah.
So good. And
I mean, we'll see some of the highlights in a minute, but there is one big fight that did not go well for them, and it was a brilliantly strategical, amazingly executed fight by EG, and it kind of won them the game, because at that point, they were so far behind.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a fight. It was just like a massacre at that point. It was like, it's like you're playing against EG, and you have like a second of lapse in judgment, and that's it. You're just dead. They just had 5 heroes in the pit. They weren't even trying to hit the Roshan, and then boom, EG just drop everything. 5-man coil, 5-man overwhelming odds. Everything goes in there. They all just.
Yeah, it was crazy. We're going to get more from you in a minute, but I'm hearing that Arteezy is with Shiva, and under he wants to get off home. So let's hop over to the arena with Shiva and Arteezy right now.
Aha, there we are with Arteezy. Congratulations on that very, very long series. You made it through. You made it to the semifinals of the Kiev Major. Congratulations. Now, that second game didn't really go great. First game was already rough, 66 minutes. Second game was very long. What made you not able to pull through after doing well in the second game?
I think we were just unable to use our advantage in the early game. Throughout, like, you know, the Ricky harassed the Enigma pretty well, and like all their lanes went pretty well, I'd say. Yeah. And we were just unable to capitalize it in terms of map control. Like, we figured that we were able to like use all the vision we have with Lycan Wolves and all that stuff to try to pick them off some more, maybe kill TB. But TB played really well, and we were unable to actually like do something with it. And eventually, we went and we did these like kind of like we were low percentage plays, and it really punished us and slowed down our game. And when it went ultra late game, we had a lot of problems dealing with the Night Stalker, so it was like a slow decline. We also couldn't deal with the Enigma very well late game, so it's like we kind of had to do more to win that game.
All right, well, the third game you definitely did more to win that game. You started off real fast. It was like a switch was switched and the tempo was just set real high. What allowed you to set that tempo that high?
Well, first I did drink a Monster before. I actually felt so disappointed in myself, then I just chugged the Monster, hopefully, and I guess I kind of played better, but still pretty tired. What was the question again, honestly? God.
That's okay. You had a really high tempo in Game 3. It paid off. Still, though, the games are so long when you play against SG. What's up with that?
I don't know. It's our scrims went like that, too. Like, it's just like... I admire it. They're very good. They're honestly very good. They're nothing to like. If you look at them, you wouldn't say, you know, maybe a tier 2 team. But I think they play very well, and they play very well around HFN. He's a very good player, and they just play really well. Like, they use vision. They just, I don't know. I commend them.
A lot of respect.
Yeah, they're really good.
So hopefully, maybe we'll see SG in a future event again. But you made it through the semifinals. You've had a really long day, a really long series. So anything you want to still say before I let you go?
Well, hopefully I get to sleep a lot because I'm really tired. And shout out to the fans that stayed up here and watched us play all the way. There was like the crowd was kind of dispersing, but there's a few people that just stayed through. There's just one guy when we picked Spectre, he like screamed, "Yeah!" So I'm glad we have the energy high here still. And thanks for the people that watched at home as well. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks to my sponsors, you know, all here.
All right, I'm going to let you go. Get back to your team. Back to the panel.
Good lad. Checks in the post, RTZ. You fulfilled all your sponsors' dreams there. Thank you very much. And congrats to the boys from EG. They do bleed blue after all. They are through to the semi-finals, as we've said earlier. We're just going to wrap things up here very quickly, and then we'll show you the bracket for the day and talk about the schedule for tomorrow as well. Final thoughts on this incredible run from SG, and also congrats to EG winning.
You know, SG, just keep your head up high. I think you guys are amazing, and as for EG, they're looking really good, man. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like, it looked like it was hard games, but they played against an amazing team. So, and as for EG, I don't think they were making many mistakes, and their drafts look very solid as well. Tomorrow's going to be a very, very interesting day, looking at the 4 teams that are left.
Conrad, final thoughts?
2 words: lindos maravillosos. Which means
very good.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That was what kind of Dota we saw. And I think we're looking at this SG lineup, and we've seen Brazil come, you know, very heavily in the CSGO scene. It feels very much the same. You know, they've been able to perform here on the world stage, and I think they're going to be a team that we're going to be looking at in the future here.
Okay, Gods?
Watch more Dota tomorrow. If you're out there, don't stop watching today. Tomorrow's going to be even better.
It's been a fabulous day. Final words on SG and EG? You got any words for them?
I mean, for SG, they completely proved anything I thought about them wrong. Like, I watched a little bit of them in the qualifiers. Definitely saw good individual players, like a team that was like doing all right, but they completely proved everything I thought about them wrong. So I'm blown away that such a thing is still possible in Dota. Like, that's absolutely what makes this game amazing. As for EG, I think they're a team we want more. Like, they're not happy being semi-finalists. They're a team that all they care about is championships, and that's what they're going to be looking for tomorrow.
Absolutely. Let's check out the bracket and show you how things have panned out through the round of 16 and the quarterfinals, which have been completed today. We are down to just 4. Some might argue that that's the best 4 teams in the world right now. It's certainly the most competitive semi-finals we've seen in quite a while. Evil Geniuses, OG, Virtus Pro, and Invictus Gaming. That's the bracket. Let's show you the schedule for tomorrow. It is our final day, of course. We'll have our 2 semi-finals to kick things off, and we'll have the grand final best of 5 as well. Invictus Gaming versus Virtus Pro will kick us off. It's an early morning game for Virtus Pro. I'm sure they'll be up for it. And then it's OG versus EG. 2 fabulous semi-finals to look forward to, and a grand final where we will crown our Kiev champion. It is, of course, the 5th major outside of the international. It's also very important to these 4 teams that they do as well as they can for those all-important TI invites. It has been a very long day today. Thank you very much for tuning in and staying with us all day. But I think you'll agree, Dota is absolutely beautiful. We'll see you tomorrow.